because it's amazing.
All your favorite interviews and best moments live in one place. Download the new 1017 The Truth app now.
I love the Truth app. I like being able to go back
You know
and
what
listen
it
to
is, Truth Nation. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up.
The best way to start your day. Cutting through the noise and bringing you the real stories behind the headlines.
Talk to someone about how you feel. Do not internalize it. Do not consume it. You deserve to be heard.
It's time to wake up with Milwaukee's favorite morning show.
It's not just we canceled it, it's over, it's a done deal. Shouldn't be that way. That program still should proceed no matter how a few may go against it.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee.
Tell him, where all the watch party? Where the brothers gonna be? I just want to see what she was gonna do.
This is Truth Be Told with DT and Telly on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app. Here are your hosts, the effective communication coach Denise Thomas and two-time Emmy Award winner Telly Hughes.
Well, no time to waste today. Good morning, Truth Nation. It is Tuesday, March 26th, 2024. Good morning, Telly.
Good morning, DT. No time
I'm
to
just
waste.
Well, and also to our incredible producer for the day. What's up, Kyle? Good morning. How you doing?
Good morning.
You know why?
Doesn't he sound like he loved waking up early, DT?
See, look, he feeling the pain. He feeling it. It was like, good. It was like, good. Like, you know, he just pushed it out. Good morning. I feel you, Kyle. Welcome to me and Telly's world.
Be like that sometime.
You know what? Sometimes in this thing called life, you take advantage of freedom. Like the ability, like when I got off the plane yesterday, Telly and Kyle, when I got off the plane and I came home, there was nobody waiting on me in front of my house. Nobody. There was nobody in my house. There was nobody waiting for me. And I thought, it feels good to not be Diddy. I was just like, what happened? And so I'm sure pretty much 90% of our listeners by now know that Diddy's, Puff Daddy, Love, Diddy Pop, all the names that he goes by, his house, both homes in LA and Miami were raided by Homeland Security as being part of a investigation. So Sean Diddy Combs, yesterday, his homes were raided as part of being a target of an investigation carried out by Homeland Security, specializing in human trafficking. Telly, what was going on yesterday? I know you're on assignment as me as well. And I was just like, oh, now we're going to do all this week.
Look, I saw a headline that said his sons, Justin and Christian Combs, were led out of the house in handcuffs. And I read this morning before we jumped on that apparently they tracked Diddy's private jet leaving Los Angeles into the Caribbean islands right before this raid. So clearly he was tipped, but you just going to leave your kids behind because the feds don't care about that. They're part of the investigation too.
Wait a minute. What you mean leave your kids behind? Them is two grown boys. I mean, I said boys. Look, those are two grown men. and
but if I'm getting on the plane and I know what's about to happen, you can ride. I think there's a few extra seats on that private jet. I don't think that's a one-seater.
Listen, And again, I don't know him personally, but just based on what I've witnessed over the decades that Diddy has been in the music industry, has been just a huge he's just, since I can remember in the late 80s, Diddy has always been very strategic and calculated. And so as people are saying he left his boys, I'm just going to say it, Telly, that I think that was all, like, I think there was always a plan. So
Yeah.
when
it wasn't
happens,
it wasn't people saying it. I said that.
Well, no. It was people
Yeah.
because what you just said is exactly what a lot
okay.
of people said on the.
Okay, got you.
Yeah. So
Gotcha. Okay.
I definitely
What
don't think that.
what do you think? Do you think this is the warning before the destruction? Do you think this is? I mean, because we've been saying it the entire time, even after the Cassie settlement, that this wasn't over. This was the beginning. And it seems like a lot is starting to come down around him, meaning they're getting really close to him.
Well, we talked about 2024 being the year of what?
Exposure.
So, it's hard for me to put the words together because everything yesterday, it just happened so fast. There are some things that I witnessed yesterday in terms of the news coverage that made sense. There were others that didn't. So, for example, here you have another black man who is extremely powerful, wealthy, both from a monetary standpoint as well as just, a celebrity standpoint. And you see Homeland Security raiding, both of his homes. And to your point, Telly, I didn't appreciate seeing his sons, in handcuffs while they were raiding the home. I didn't think that was necessary because I don't know about you, Telly, but, Diddy is not the first person to be a part of a human trafficking investigation by the feds, or in this case, the Homeland Security, i.e. Jeffrey Epstein and then Harvey Weinstein. I never saw footage like this, like live, their homes are being raided. So that was the first thing that I was like, now hold on now. That rubbed me the wrong way. And especially, again, those two, they are not boys. They are not children. I don't think Diddy abandoned them. I think there was always a, if and when this happens, this is what we're going to do. But I don't think that handcuffing Diddy's sons during the home raid was appropriate. So, Truth Nation, what do you think? On the YouTube message board, we have opened up a live poll asking, do you think that the Homeland Security law enforcement officers that raided Diddy's homes, was it appropriate for them to cuff, and it appeared to be Justin Combs and King Combs, also known as Christian Combs. So he's got 7 kids total. He's got his 2 twin daughters. He's got another daughter, Chance. And then he has the baby girl that he had last year named Love. And then, of course, he's got Justin and Christian, a.k.a. King Combs, as well as his, I would say he adopted, I don't know if he legally adopted, but Quincy Brown, who is Albie Shore's biological son that Diddy pretty much raised as a part of being with Kim Porter. It's a lot, Telly, because this is a big deal. This is huge when you have something like this of this severity. And like me and this gentleman on the plane yesterday were saying, ever since the lawsuit in which Diddy and the companies that he either owns or, sat on the board or chairman, all of these companies, that were part of this settled. And so it was like, okay, you have credible evidence, we're going to settle. For this now, you have 3 additional women who have come out publicly and filed a lawsuit against Diddy, along with another young man who used to work for Diddy by the name of Rodney Jones, a.k.a. Little Rod, which, by the way, none of these people Diddy or his team have settled with. So he's not settling, or he hasn't admitted anything. He hasn't even said anything publicly about these 3 additional sexual assault charges that these people have filed. But when the Homeland Security raids your home, I would guess, Telly, that ever since the settlement came out with Cassie, they've been doing some serious investigation. And according to CNN, this investigation is being led by the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York, and again, which was carried out by the Department of Homeland Security Investigations Organized Crime Division. That's a big deal.
That is a huge deal. And as I was saying, they are gathering information that we have no idea that is out there. And when the federal government gets involved, A, they're not going to stop until they get what they want. B, they have unlimited resources and basically money to spend on investigating on whatever they need. So that's why I feel like Diddy is in some serious trouble, and we may not even know the half of it. I mean, we know about these cases that are public, but the stuff that, because, again, if you just have a couple of cases like this, they ain't raiding your crib. They raiding your home, and this is just your Los Angeles home. They ain't even got to your Miami home if they find reason to go and raid that. Oh, they raided both. You're right. Yeah, they raided both.
That's what I was saying. Is like at the same time, both of his private security residences, like he doesn't even have homes, Telly. I'm sure as you saw, he has like compounds. And
yes.
For the home security investigative team to go to both homes.
Star Island, DT, and down in Miami, he lives on Star Island. Like those aren't homes. Those are junior colleges that are over there.
Not JUCO,
that they call a home. That they call a home. But again, this has gotten extremely real for Diddy. This is not just a you touched me inappropriately or you made me feel a certain way and now you want to sue me. No, this is major stuff, and it's just you got to sit back and wait and see, or get your popcorn and see what else comes out, because again, I think these are still just the beginning stages of Diddy's downfall.
Now, if you remember when Cassie filed the civil lawsuit against Diddy, I believe that was back in either December of last year or January. Her lawyer, who again, man, I don't know who this man is, Telly, but he is on it. So he released a statement yesterday. And again, this is Cassie's lawyer, who Diddy dated for about, I would say, on and off easily 12, 15 years. And she won the civil lawsuit that she filed against Diddy in New York. And the settlement was, give or take, in the amount of $30 million. She was represented by Douglas Wigder, and he released a statement yesterday. So when we come back, Truth Nation, we're going to read to you the statement that Cassie's lawyer. It was very powerful. And there was a subliminal message, going back to Telly's point, that we are just getting started in terms of seeing how this investigation results in. And it's not looking good for Diddy at all. This is extremely serious. So when we come back, we'll get more into Sean Diddy Combs' homes yesterday, both in Los Angeles and Miami, were raided based on ongoing sex trafficking investigations by the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. You're listening to the best morning show on planet Earth, Truth Be Told, with DT and Telly. We'll be back.
More of Truth Be Told with DT and Telly is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
The baseball season is finally here, and we want to celebrate the Milwaukee Brewers with you, Truth Nation. We are excited to announce our Take Me Out to the Ball Game giveaway. From now through the end of April, we will be giving away tickets to cheer on the Brewers live from American Family Field. For your chance to win a pair of tickets to a game, you must download the 1017 The Truth app and be on the lookout for our weekly Brewers push notification. Play ball with the truth and go watch the Brew Crew by downloading the 1017 The Truth app today. For contest rules, visit 1017thetruth.com.
This is your Planned Parenthood Advocates of Wisconsin Minute.
Social injustices have created a long-standing list of disparities in education access and the quality of education. Injustice is also seen in sexuality education provided to students. Students really need the full spectrum of what it means to have the information so that they can take care of themselves. Reproductive justice leaders advocate for schools to provide comprehensive sexuality education, which helps students to prevent unintended pregnancies and obviously increase their chances of graduating. It's really important for the listeners to remember that even if you don't have students in MPS, even if you're not a parent, those students are part of our community and they deserve our support. The more that they receive, the better off they are, the better off our community is.
This has been your Planned Parenthood Advocates of Wisconsin Minute on the new 1017 The Truth.
Attention Wisconsin, Eagle Sports Range is now open, proudly claiming the title of Wisconsin's largest indoor range. Enjoy 40 lanes, unlimited range time, no reservations needed, and an impressive selection of 100 firearm rentals with unlimited swaps. Experience the thrill like never before. Visit Eagle Sports Range at 2525 East Layton Avenue in Cudahy. Text TRUTH to 414-375-6030 for a free range pass. Valid for one person only, expires within 48 hours. That's 414-375-6030.
Buck's partial plans are now available for the 2024-25 season. These ticket plans are designed to put the power in your hands. So map out your ultimate game day experiences by selecting the opponents and seat locations that work best for your budget. Immerse yourself in the excitement of hand-picking your Bucks games. Enjoy your choice of thrilling rivalries, cross-conference picks, and matchups between the NBA's greatest. Visit Bucks.com/partial to map out your partial plan. That's Bucks.com/partial.
Associated Bank knows your small business isn't just a venture. It's your dream and a vital part of the community. And we're not just a bank. We're your neighbors. We're looking out for you. That's why Associated Bank offers quick online applications and approvals with funding in as fast as one business day, checking with no minimum balances or maintenance fees, and prompt customer service. Explore our products at associatedbank.com/business or visit a branch for more details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
It is Truth Be Told with DT and Telly on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Can't stop, won't stop. Yeah, can't stop, won't stop, never stop. You can't stop, won't stop, never.
Hey, Telly, I'm telling you right now.
Won't stop, bad boy.
That's the son, Christian Combs, a.k.a. King Combs. When I tell y'all, he's not lying. Can't stop, won't stop. So let's get into it. If you're just tuning in, good morning, good morning, good morning. Hope you are having a great start to the new week. It is Tuesday, March 26th, 2024. You are listening to the best morning show on planet Earth, Truth Be Told with DT and Telly. If you have not already heard, Sean Diddy Combs' homes in both Los Angeles and Miami were raided yesterday by the U.S. Homeland Security Investigation Team as part of an ongoing human sex trafficking investigation. Now, before break, as we were introducing the most recent updates to this story, you know, a lot of people, including you, Telly, as well as people on the internet, are saying, wait a minute, hold up. How Diddy gonna just leave his kids, his two sons, knowing that his homes were about to get raided? Because obviously somebody gave him the heads up. And during the break, I said, you know what, Telly? This was a drill. Like, Diddy is very calculated and he's very powerful. And I'm pretty sure that it wasn't, if this ever happens, ever since he settled with Cassie, his ex-girlfriend, longtime girlfriend, for $30 million after she filed a civil lawsuit of sexual assault, etc. I'm sure, I mean, Telly, he's a very powerful man. And here's the thing. if you look at how his two sons were cooperating and they didn't look even slightly upset, and the fact that Diddy was recorded outside walking around, not handcuffed, Telly. You see the video. This brother was walking yesterday outside of the Miami Opa-locka Executive Airport, where he was, are you ready for this? He got stopped by the feds. And while they're in the customs office, filing paperwork and looking at his private jet, he's outside walking with no handcuffs. Do you see what I'm saying, Telly? Like, this man is powerful. And the boys at the Miami home, they knew how to cooperate. Nobody looked upset. Everybody was cool, collective, cooperating. Diddy walking outside with no handcuffs. He's very powerful. This, to me, this was like, we knew this was coming.
Yeah, and he did, and we like you said, we talked about it during the break. He had to be tipped off, and they had a plan in place. And you put it best. It was a drill. It was like, okay, all right, this is how we're going to simulate if this happens. And now that it happened, it seemed like everything went the way it did because there was no incidences. It was, all right, you just need to be out of the house. And the handcuff thing, I didn't think was necessary. It's not like they're going to try to run with all those feds around, but it is what it is. We know what it is, and it's all about the imagery. Because the last time I checked, when Mar-a-Lago got raided, the orange guy wasn't put in handcuffs. So, yeah, this is again, we're going to look back even by June, at the 6-month mark of this year. There's going to be a timeline of all the things that's going on with Diddy right now, and this is just one of the things that's going to fall in the timeline. It's okay, he settled a case in January or February. In March, his homes got raided. In April, it's going to be something else, and it's going to keep going. Like, they're not just going to raid your cribs and be like, all right, we ain't find nothing. We good. We're going to leave you alone. Again, this is just the beginning. This is the federal government. Unlimited resources. Whatever they're looking for, they're going to find it.
And to your point, Telly, it's, if you look at the video footage, the Homeland Security investigative team arrived at both of his properties. It looked like a scene from Cocaine Cowboys, or it looked like something from Beirut in the late 80s. They had massive armor. Massive. They had those big armor trucks. They had automatic rifles when they entered his home in Miami, where several people, including, to your point, his two sons. And they just came in there they swarmed. They swarmed in there, Telly. And I was like, what? It was literally, if I had to the best of my ability, to quote how many officers were on his property in Miami, I would have guessed easily 30. Because, they had the big drone camera, the helicopters that were flying over his property, and you could just see it was just massive amounts of Homeland Security officers.
And are they doing that? Are they doing that because of sexual allegations? Oh, okay. Thank you. That's what I'm saying. This is, well, I'm telling you, this might be the tip of the iceberg of what we are about to find out. With Harvey Weinstein, we knew what was going on. With this, we don't know everything that's going on.
Well, it's definitely part of an ongoing, and I want to clarify, this is part of an ongoing human sex trafficking investigation, which started from the U.S. Attorney's Office as part of the Southern District of New York. So this is being led by the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York, which gave the Department of Homeland Security Investigations Transnational Organized Crime Division the green light to raid both Diddy's Los Angeles residence as well as his Miami residence. And this is because, again, they believe that Combs employs armed private securities at each of his residences. Okay, so I just want to clarify, that's one of the main reasons. So what they're going to say, and I know, look, I'm just reporting it from a formality standpoint. They're going to say the reason why we didn't do that with Epstein or Weinstein or what's Trump's residence in Florida? What do you call it? What's it called?
Mar-a-Lago.
So they're going to try to say that none of these other homes employed armed private security. So because of that, then we had to go in and bring our defense tactics, our defense mechanisms, i.e. all that armor, all that ammunition. And they were heavily armed. They were heavily armed. And this is, again, some were even riding in armored vehicles based on what they were told by U.S. attorney saying that, hey, when y'all go to his house, just know that he has employed armed private security at both of his residencies. So when the agents arrived, they were authorized by both the U.S. attorney from the Southern District of New York as well as Homeland Security. They were authorized, going back to your point, Telly, to search for documents, and they took documents in boxes out of his home, phones, computers, and any other electronic device that would hold data or videos. And this comes from the law enforcement team that his homes. And they said that all of this is related to ongoing sex trafficking investigation. And this comes from the Homeland Security investigative team. And I quote, yesterday, this is a quote, we executed law enforcement actions as part of an ongoing investigation in cooperation with local law enforcement and Homeland Security investigative units in Los Angeles and Miami, and will provide further information to the media as it becomes available. And nobody from the Combs team is saying anything. That's where we are.
And it just so happened that Diddy's plane has been tracked in the Caribbean. There's no proof that he is on it. But to your point, Denise, with your homes being raided and you're at the customs airport and no one is saying anything to you.
And you walking outside with no handcuffs on. But my thing is, you are literally, because, he was seen pacing. I should say he's pacing. He was pacing up and down outside of the Miami, I believe it's Opa-locka Executive Airport, which knows where private jets land and depart. And this was yesterday around 5 o'clock Central Time, right after both of his homes in Los Angeles and Miami were raided. Again, this is, this is not good, because at the end of the day, however you feel about the civil lawsuits that have been filed recently against Diddy and the companies that he either owns or chairs or formerly chaired, you feel sorry for the company's employees because they're going to be a part of this investigation. You definitely, you empathize with his kids. He's got 7 kids, one of which is like 1.5 years old, little baby. He's got daughters. He's got young black male sons. I mean, all these people are going to be negatively impacted by what happened yesterday for the remainder of their lives. And there's no going around that. So when you think about, guilty by association, multiply that by like 1 trillion, because that's exactly any and everyone who is closely related to Diddy, whether it's personally or professionally, are going to be a part and are a part of this investigation. So that means, Telly, let's say, as you know, if you and Diddy were cool over the past, 2 or 3 years, and y'all, correspond frequently, they're going to be like, Telly, we'll be coming to your house tomorrow. So this is just beginning. And
yes.
This is where a lot of people are going to have to make the decision of, despite the NDA, do I disclose what I know or do I keep my mouth shut?
Well, we're going to find out.
We'll find out. We've got, I believe, so say it one more time, Kyle. I'm sorry.
We got Al. We got Al from Sherman Park. Yes,
Good morning,
yes.
Al.
Al,
You're live
good morning.
with DT and Telly.
Hey, good morning. I think you can investigate things, but I do have a concern about the government having all of the power and all of the resources and to work in coordination with media to stage imagery against a person before a case is brought. And I'm getting more unsettled by the cases that I do see. Because how does the media get those pictures? How do you, over a scene where supposedly government agents are raiding, how do you get that sky zone clearance to be flying above? And we don't know if you could be a terrorist, maybe wanting to shoot down on the government agents. How did they get that clearance to be in the air to get those pictures? So the government is coordinating with media to create these images against people before they even go to court for anything. So I do have a concern about us we are letting our government have this power, and government likes to seize power and more against the people. Our Constitution was built to prevent government power and overreach. It's not there to give government unlimited power to do whatever they want, to stage cases against people, to get them convicted because they may have a government bent. And we don't know. We don't know what Mr. Combs it may be charges or what they're looking into, but it's being so publicly orchestrated with the media as their partners. The media is supposed to be the fourth estate to be questionable about the government. They're not supposed to be working hand in hand, but we're seeing more and more that media is working hand in hand with government against people. And I just want you to be aware that as you watch all this stuff go on, and I hope you're skeptical. I hope you get on the phones. I think the only people that can really oversee that is our government, Congress people, to write laws to limit the powers of government, but they try to keep getting more and more for themselves. So watch what's going on. You deserve to have fairness in the United States, and fairness is not the government working with the media to stage cases against you.
Thank you so much, Al from Sherman Park. We appreciate your comment. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, Al, I want to address your question in terms of how did the news and or the media have this type of on-point, precise coverage of when it was happening. And it's a pretty simple response, and it happens every day, all day in this country. And two-time Emmy Award-winning Telly, I know you was like, I can tell you how it happened, because I can tell you how it happened, too. It's definitely not rocket science. When we come back, we'll get into that. Al from Sherman Park. You are listening to the best morning show on planet Earth. Thank you for tuning in. Stay tuned. We're going to get more into the Diddy home raid coverage as part of an ongoing sex trafficking investigation, as well as provide some updates, other updates that are occurring in our local, national, and worldwide community. Stay tuned.
Don't touch that dial. Truth Be Told with DT and Telly will be right back on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. The award-winning 1017 The Truth proudly celebrates Women's History Month. Listen to one of our incredible Truth teammates highlight the remarkable achievements of Black women throughout history.
Hey everybody, it's Melanie Ricks from the award-winning 1017 The Truth. For Women's History Month, I want to highlight Maya Angelou for the incredible impact that she had on society. Maya Angelou, of course, most famously known for her unique and pioneering autobiographical writing style. One of her most well-known publications, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, was written in 1969 and it's still relevant in the year 2024. Maya Angelou was an American author, poet, civil rights activist, and she rose to prominence with the writing of that incredible and historic piece. Miss Angelou was a storyteller. She was a truth teller. She was someone who was able to bring together different groups of people simply with written word. She was someone who spoke from experience and spoke from others' experience and made sure that all Americans knew the true Black experience, and she was never afraid to speak on it and to write on it from a place of sincerity, a place of hurt. To this day, Still I Rise is one of the greatest pieces of work that I have ever read. You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still like dust, I'll rise. Does my sassiness upset you? Why are you beset with gloom? Because I walk like I've got oil wells pumping in my living room, just like moons and like suns, with the certainty of tides, just like hope springing high. Still, I'll rise. Thank you, Maya Angelou, for all of your contributions. Your impact is truly everlasting.
Tune in to The Truth as we celebrate the greatness of Black women all month long. The celebration of women's history on The Truth is sponsored by the Milwaukee Police Department.
After a crash with a semi-truck, everything can change instantly. At Gruber Law Offices, we have the knowledge and experience to make sure you're protected. And we're here to help whenever you need us. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Are you or anyone you know looking for a job? Direct Connect MKE is a social media style platform that empowers you to grow your social network, find career opportunities, and connect with career specialists for success. Visit joindcmke.com today to learn how you can create a profile, upload your resume, and find access to information about jobs, job training, hiring events, and more. DCMKE is locally focused and equips you to grow your social capital and find opportunities that match your career interests. Visit joindcmke.com today and connect your dream to reality.
The traffic and weather update on the award-winning 1017 The Truth is sponsored by the City of Milwaukee's Direct Connect MKE. Make connections and explore career opportunities by visiting directconnectmke.com. We've got a broken down vehicle now, eastbound 94, right about at 35th Street. The right lane is blocked with this, so watch for the delays there. Southbound on 41 and 43, both looking okay, although 43 is a little bit tight right past Capitol Drive. Northbound side's going to be slow from North Avenue up to Keefe. And 894 westbound remains slow right out of the Mitchell all the way towards Forest Home. 9-minute ride there from the Mitchell to the Hale. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, rain likely, thunder is possible with windy conditions, a high of 54. And then tonight, mostly cloudy, breezy, and chilly, a low of 26. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 1017 The Truth.
This Sports Center update on the award-winning 1017 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Kyle Wallace. The Milwaukee Bucks look to keep it rolling tonight after defeating the Oklahoma City Thunder Sunday night 118-93. Giannis and the Bucks welcome LeBron James and the Lakers to Pfizer Forum. Tip-off is set for 6:30 and can be heard on our sister station, 620 WTMJ. The Milwaukee Brewers wrap up spring training today against the Colorado Rockies. They will begin regular season play Thursday in New York against the Mets, with first pitch set for 12:10. That game can also be heard on our sister station, 620 WTMJ. And lastly, the Marquette Golden Eagles are preparing for their Sweet 16 matchup against NC State. That game is on Friday with tip-off set for 6:09 on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee. This sports update is presented by Associated Bank, proudly supporting our hometown teams.
You are listening to Truth Be Told with DT and Telly on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Truth Nation, tune into the award-winning 1017 The Truth this Saturday at 10 a.m. for the best of diversity and excellence. Powered by Erie Insurance and hosted by Dr. Ken Harris and Fred Johnson. the Vice President and Wisconsin State Manager for Erie Insurance. Listen back to some of the best conversations Fred and Ken have had over the last 6 months, protecting the assets which matters most to you in your life, like your home and car, by doing business with Erie Insurance. So again, don't miss the best of the diversity and excellence powered by Erie Insurance this Saturday at 10 a.m. on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. And make sure you hit us up, Truth Nation, 833-212-1017. We want all the smoke on the Talk to Text line, and make sure you stream and watch us live on YouTube at 101.7 The Truth. We have a poll question going on. It's been up for about 30 minutes. We've been getting a lot of smoke. Was handcuffing Diddy's son during home raid appropriate? We've been talking about Sean Diddy Combs, both his homes in Los Angeles and Miami being raided by the federal government as part of a sex trafficking case that is being investigated. But they came in looking for other stuff, DT, and I don't know if they found it, but they had, let's just say, they had the best lookers in the country looking for whatever they were looking for.
Yes, they did. They had the Homeland Security Investigations team, which was ordered by U.S. Attorney out of the Southern District area of New York. And so, again, yesterday around 3:30 Central Time, both Diddy's Los Angeles and Miami residences were raided by Homeland Security investigative teams of L.A. and Miami, as well as local law enforcement partners. So this was a big deal. Now, before the break, we did receive a call from Al from Sherman Park, and one of the questions that he presented is, it appeared to be really staged, super staged, because how did the media know exactly what time to be there and be able to have so much coverage of the raid that took place in both Miami and Los Angeles? Well, Al, I'm not a part of any law enforcement team, organization, department, but I can tell you this just based on experiences from what I've heard and what I've seen on television. And it's called a tip. The reporters, they specifically have relationships with certain law enforcement officers, whether it's the police department, whether it's the federal law enforcement, i.e. Homeland Security. It's part of, if you are a lead investigative reporter for the New York Times, for the Washington Post, for the LA Times, you best believe you got a lot of these very highly ranked police officers. You got their direct phone number. It's a cooperative relationship. Yeah.
As a person that's been in journalism for over 20 years and have been in a few newsrooms, I can definitely speak to this. And it's not even about tips. It's called scanners. There are police scanners in the newsroom. So that's how they know about fires and shootings and police presence being somewhere. It's not just news people just ride around and just see what happens. And again, you bring up another great point. They're called tips. You have relationships. You have people that you could call and say, hey, I'm not going to do you wrong. I'm just going to tell the story, but I need to know when it happens. And that's how a lot of stories take place. So it's not that, so when you say the government is a pretty large body. So exactly who are the media coordinating with to find all this stuff out? So it's virtually impossible if you're thinking about it in the way that you're thinking about it. And it's not a conspiracy. It's just called having relationships, getting tips, and also scanners.
And here's the thing. So TMZ, the founder, and what's his name? We always forget the TMZ guy's name.
Is it Harvey Levy or?
Yeah, he's an attorney. It's like everybody's like when TMZ first started blowing up, because remember, TMZ, as far as for a lot of folks on planet Earth, they were the first ones to release the video footage of when Solange physically attacked Jay-Z on the elevator. That was TMZ.
Mm-hmm.
So Harvey, I'm sure as a very successful, well-known attorney in Los Angeles, over his professional trajectory, he has a number of investigators, law enforcement officers, feds in his cell phone that he can either call or call him and say, hey, Harvey Levin, hey, just so you know, we about to raid Diddy's homes. So you might want to get your folks ready and be on deck, because we going in about 2 hours, we about to go to Diddy's homes. I mean, that's as simple as it gets. It's not a long, drawn-out conversation. They probably speak in code, like the Little Red Riding Hood. The three bears are about to go to Little Red Riding. You know what I'm saying? Like the three bears are about to raid Goldilocks' house in about 2.5 seconds. That's basically how it goes. And if there's no law that says they can't do that.
Yes, and again, he's an attorney. He understands the law. He understands the powers that the media has in terms of freedom of speech and knowing where they can draw the line. And so you think that every time you see a celebrity out and TMZ catches them coming out of a restaurant, you don't think they have tips and they know? It's actually the people that they are following on their team that will tell them, hey, Nia Long might be at Nobu, and you know all the stuff is going down with her and MA, and then they'll show up. It's not coincidence that they catch these celebrities. So they have relationships with them.
I just want to clarify, because I know I was saying tip and you were talking about scanners. I interned at a news station in Jackson, Tennessee, and that was my job, Telly. I remember this like it was yesterday when I was in college. Shout out to Lane College, HBCU out of Jackson. Yeah, so it was my job to listen to the scanners. And, in Jackson, Tennessee, when I was there in the late 90s, you heard a lot of break-ins. There wasn't anything like of this magnitude. Now, scanners is when the dispatch has received it. You're hearing that in real time. But for this type of raid, this wasn't so the local police department, correct me if I'm wrong, Telly, the local police department in both Miami and Los Angeles worked and cooperated with the federal law enforcement officers, Homeland Security. But I am telling you, based on, to Al from Sherman Park's comment, the precision in terms of the symmetry between the media and the law enforcement, that was a tip. Somebody from the Homeland Security Investigative Department or the U.S. Attorney's Office in New York contacted the media, i.e. TMZ, i.e. Page 6, and CNN, and said, this is about to go down. That wasn't part of no scanner. That wasn't no scanner. That wasn't somebody sitting in the scanner. I'm like, that was a tip.
No. Yeah, nothing of this magnitude would be on a scanner. There had to be several different tips.
That's what I'm saying. This was a tip, not a scanner. This was a tip.
Yeah. There had to be several different tips that it is going to go down. But regardless, there are ways to find stuff out. Just like Diddy was tipped that they were going to come yesterday. Because
you know what?
Why wasn't he pacing around outside the airport on Friday or Saturday or Sunday? That's because he knew they were coming on Monday.
And that's why his kids were so calm, cool, and collected. Because I'm going to tell you what, this is what I envisioned, or not envisioned. This is what I see had happened. Literally 2 Homeland Security investigators, as they were in the armored truck heading to Diddy's home, and I'm being dramatic, one was on the phone with TMZ, and the other one was on the phone with Diddy's people. Hey, same message. One was telling the media, one was telling Diddy. And Diddy did the, he gave the code. And everybody knew where to be, how to respond, how to cooperate, and what to do. Because Diddy, again, he is very calculated. He's very strategic. And most importantly, he is extremely, extremely powerful. There was one point where Kanye West, well, let me stop saying Kanye West, because he just his team literally just sent a notification yesterday, a press release demanding everybody call him.
I ain't about to do that.
No, I'm just saying. So
he like Diddy, change his name again. Come on, now. You right, Kanye.
Now you crossing the line now. Kanye ain't like Diddy.
I'm talking
now.
about
Don't get my
name.
lips
I
curl.
said name.
Oh, okay, let's
name
okay,
wise. I said
I'm gonna meet you
name
at the playground by the monkey bars at 3
No
o'clock.
other way. No other way they want to be alike.
Right. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Because some people tune in. What? Kanye did? No, Kanye ain't got nothing to do with this. And the reason why I brought Kanye up is because at one point, during one of Kanye's expressive communications, i.e. rants, he talked about Diddy being one of the feds. He was like, how is it all these things happen, all these people die that are very closely tied to Diddy, i.e. Kim Porter, who is the twins and King Combs' mother, biological mother. How come, like all these different people that had close proximity, close relationships, ongoing relationships with Diddy, Craig Mack, Black Rob, all these, rappers that at one point were very famous on his label, Bad Boy Records. So Diddy was like, Kanye was like, this brother is part of the feds. Now, again, I that is alleged. I don't know any truth to that, but I do find it interesting that he was pacing up and down the street outside the airport versus being handcuffed like his two sons were. I mean, that just screams to me, Telly, powerful in whatever capacity it is. That man, you're not. It's like. He's untouchable.
Yeah, you go back to what you said that the police or the agents called Miami and called Los Angeles and say, hey, we're gonna work with you. I don't think it went like that. I think it went like, we're coming, y'all can be there, but stay out of our way, because we already know what we're coming for. You don't have the information that we have. So we want to make you aware this is what we're going to do, but we don't need your help.
Well,
we already coming with our task. Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And when we come back from break, we're going to get into a valid point that many of our valued listeners are discussing on the YouTube message board. And again, you can stream and watch Telly and I live right now by going to YouTube and just searching for 101.7 The Truth, or visit us and watch us live on our website, 1017thetruth.com. When we come back, we're going to get into images, because regardless of how powerful Diddy is, he is still a black man, and the images that we saw yesterday continue to perpetuate stereotypes. Because, again, Epstein and Weinstein, or whatever his name was, those two monsters never had this type of coverage. So when we come back, we want to hear your thoughts. 833-212-1017. You're listening to the best morning show on planet Earth, Truth Be Told with DT and Telly on the award-winning 1017
Don't touch that dial. Truth Be Told with DT and Telly will be right back on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Milwaukee, we are in the heart of the basketball season, and we have all the local hoops news you need to hear. Get your weekly smile on with our Nothing But the Truth basketball report, brought to you by Bouban Orthodontics. On Nothing But the Truth, we'll keep you in the loop on all the local Milwaukee hoops news, from high school all the way to the pros. So don't miss your shot to join in on the hoops talk by tuning into the Truth Basketball Report on Nothing But the Truth, right here on the new award-winning 1017 The Truth, brought to you by Bouban Orthodontics, the official smile of the Milwaukee Bucks.
This is your Planned Parenthood Advocates of Wisconsin Minute.
So in reviewing some of our recent data from the Wisconsin Maternal Mortality Review Team, we found that pregnancy-associated deaths disproportionately affected birthing people who were between the ages of 20 and 29, had high school education or less, were enrolled in Medicaid at the time of death, or who lived in urban areas. About 97% of the pregnancy-related deaths were preventable. And finally, one last thing that I'll share is that we see that Black birthing people are dying at higher rates than white people. And that is something that we cannot ignore. So when you ask what is the state of Black maternal health in Wisconsin, I would say we are still in a state of crisis. We're seeing great work. We're seeing things moving in the right direction, but we still have much work to do. Much of what we see is preventable, and that's why it's very important to continue to have these discussions.
All insurance companies, they want to know where are your cars housed. Right. They want to know how far are you driving to get to and from work every day. They want to know all these different things for weather patterns. Are you living in northern Wisconsin or are you living down in Tornado Alley somewhere in Kentucky? These things make a difference as to how your insurance rates are formed. It needs you to be factual, and every single time somebody commits these different frauds, it all adds up and everybody ends up paying the price for it down the road.
Erie Insurance, providing the protection you need and the service you expect, all at a great price.
Tune into the award-winning 1017 The Truth's Community Spotlight this Wednesday at 3:57 p.m. between The Tori Lowe Show and Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris. We will be speaking with Milwaukee Police Department Captain Mahia about her journey through law enforcement and the importance of police building legitimacy in the community. Again, that's the Community Spotlight with the Milwaukee Police Department this Wednesday at 3:57 p.m. on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
Associated Bank knows your small business isn't just a venture. It's your dream and a vital part of the community. And we're not just a bank. We're your neighbors. We're looking out for you. That's why Associated Bank offers quick online applications and approvals with funding in as fast as one business day, checking with no minimum balances or maintenance fees, and prompt customer service. Explore our products at associatedbank.com/business or visit a branch for more details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Truth Be Told with DT and Telly returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Truth Nation. Telly, you ready? I'm going to try it, and I need your help, brother, because we're going to get this. I'm dedicated and committed to getting this right. Here we go. Truth Nation. We all love our Milwaukee Bucks and the Antetokounmpo brothers. This is why we are excited to announce that The Truth is now the home of the Thanalysis podcast, and the award-winning 1017 The Truth is teaming up with Thanasis Antetokounmpo to form a championship duo. The Thanalysis podcast debuts on Wednesday, April 3rd at 6 p.m. The show will air every Wednesday night right after our beloved Tori Lowe show. Hear from guests like Buck star Giannis and Dame, Stephen A. Smith, YouTube sensation Jake Paul, and so many more. Milwaukee Black Talk. We just keep getting better, Telly.
There it is. Yes. She nailed it.
What?
Great job. You didn't need my
y'all,
help.
we come back. Thank you, Telly. Thank you for that encouragement. Now, when we come back, y'all, we're going to get into some hot topics. Breaking news, a major bridge in Baltimore, Maryland collapsed. They are currently down. Officers, Coast Guards are trying to rescue what is believed to be 7 people who are in the water. We'll get more into details about that. Also, Angel Reese has again been, and I'm going to use the word, targeted and stereotyped during her game where she waves goodbye to a Middle Tennessee State player during the game. And again, the headlines are reading, she was taunting. We're going to get into that because I'm so sick and tired of when it comes to black women or black people and we show some competitiveness, we got to be attacking or taunting. So we're going to get into that. Some other hot topics. Stay tuned. You do not want to miss the second hour of the best morning show on planet Earth, Truth Be Told with DT and Telly. We'll be back.
More of Truth Be Told with DT and Telly is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
1017 The Truth and Associated Bank have teamed up for our Black-owned business give back. Each quarter, we'll be giving away $6,000 worth of free commercial advertising for 3 months to 5 Black businesses. To sign up for your business's chance to win $6,000 of commercial campaign marketing on the award-winning 1017 The Truth, visit blackbusinessgiveback.com. That's blackbusinessgiveback.com. Let's rebuild our community's backbone through exposure on the truth. For official rules, head to blackbusinessgiveback.com. Associated Bank, member FDIC.
Tune in to the award-winning 1017 The Truth this Saturday, 10 a.m. for another episode of Diversity and Excellence powered by Erie Insurance, hosted by me, Dr. Ken Harris, and Fred Johnson, Vice President and Wisconsin State Manager for Erie Insurance. Listen back to some of the best conversations Fred and I have had over the last 6 months about setting yourself up for professional success with Erie Insurance and also protecting the assets that matter to you the most by doing business with Erie Insurance. So again, don't miss Diversity and Excellence powered by Erie Insurance this Saturday, 10 a.m. on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
The 2024-25 Bucs season promises electrifying performances, unforgettable plays, and even more historic moments. Be part of it by securing your seats now at bucs.com/full. Bucs season ticket members get the best pricing, premier ticket locations, and exclusive benefits. Secure your season membership and lock in your seats for what's sure to be an unforgettable 2024-25 season at Fiserv Forum. This era of Bucs basketball is something special. Get your tickets now at bucs.com/full.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. My training helps me at work when I lead by example. My service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my community and those I care about safe from threats. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time close to home by visiting NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the Wisconsin Army National Guard, aired by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and this station.
Listen to the home of the 5K Gruber Cash Giveaway. 1017 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station.
You know what it is, Truth Nation. Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up!
The best way to start your day. Cutting through the noise and bringing you the real stories behind the headlines.
Talk to someone about how you feel. Do not internalize it. Do not consume it. You deserve to be heard.
It's time to wake up with Milwaukee's favorite morning show.
It's not just we canceled it, it's over, it's a done deal. Shouldn't be that way. That program still should proceed no matter how a few may go.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee.
Telly, where all the watch party? Where the brothers gonna be? I just want to see what she was gonna do.
This is Truth Be Told with DT and Telly on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app. Here are your hosts, the effective communication coach Denise Thomas and two-time Emmy Award winner Telly Hughes.
Good morning, Truth Nation. Hope y'all are having a great start to the new week. You are tuned in to the best morning show on planet Earth, Truth Be Told with DT and Telly on the award-winning 1017 FM. And I don't even know why I said FM. It just came out of my mouth, y'all. There's just so much news going on. And during this hour, we're going to transition from the Diddy home rating coverage that we discussed during the first hour. The Truth and Talk text line, which is 833-212, it's on fire, and so is the YouTube message board. You can stream and watch Telly and I live right now on YouTube simply by going to the search box and typing in 101.7 The Truth. More to come on Diddy. That's all I can say. That's all I can say, y'all. More to come because this is a very, very serious investigation. And when it gets this type of media coverage and you've got the federal law enforcement involved, it ain't good. So more to come. Right now, though, and this is so scary. If you have not already heard, emergency responders are on the scene right now in Maryland after Baltimore's landmark bridge, Francis Scott Key Bridge, collapsed overnight. Now, according to reports, and we're going to give you some audio from the ABC 6 news channel out of Baltimore, Maryland, that the bridge was hit by a large boat, and authorities are currently searching the water for 7 people who were reportedly doing work on the bridge. Additionally, the collapse sent multiple vehicles into the water, and authorities right now in Baltimore are working to retrieve the people who were driving in these vehicles. And again, this is part of a rescue attempt in Maryland after the Baltimore Francis Scott Key Bridge collapsed. We've got some audio sound bites from the local news in Baltimore. Let's check this out.
A tough and hectic morning and an incident that occurred around 1:35 a.m. Eastern time. Now that sunlight is coming up, and Elizabeth Scholze is there on the scene for us. And Elizabeth, what can you tell us about what's happening from your vantage point? We see it there behind you.
Hey, good morning, Rebecca. And you heard the mayor there say this is an active search and rescue effort, and you can really get a sense of the scale of this mission from our vantage point. What you're looking at is what's left standing of the Key Bridge. You can see there the cargo ship completely surrounded by the bridge that's collapsed, the bridge cut off completely as you head east out of Baltimore. You can also see the intense presence of the U.S. Coast Guard and state police. The weather here has been a challenge. It was dark up until a couple of minutes ago. Temperatures are frigid, and we heard police say that this is a massive area that they are searching. The tide is coming in. That will pose an additional challenge. They are searching below the water, on the surface. Sonar activity, they say, has detected the presence of some vehicles underwater. And I will say, guys, I did just speak with a neighbor here who said that she heard the bridge collapse around 1:30 a.m. She told me it sounded like a plane was landing in her backyard. Lindsay.
And we do know, Elizabeth, that search and rescue is paramount at this hour.
That was, again, a soundbite from Good Morning America as they are reporting a Baltimore bridge, the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore, Maryland, collapsed overnight last night. This is very, very serious and obviously scary, especially for those individuals who were not only just working on the bridge, but also traveling. Man, I can't. Yeah. There's video footage. If you are able to Google, you can see the actual video footage. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. It is. I mean, that big of a cargo ship to hit a bridge. I mean, I'm sure it's been traveling that same route millions of other times, and for this to happen and just to see these images, it almost looks like a movie. It doesn't even look real.
It does. I mean, it looks like as if it were staged demolition, and it's not. That was, in the midst of workers, and it'll be interesting to see how, in addition to rescuing the rescue attempts for the workers and travelers, what repairs were or what rehabilitation efforts were being made to where this happened. And Telly, this is not isolated. There have been ongoing legislation requests because all over the United States, there are much needed repairs for bridges that have existed for a long time across the United States. And according to the U.S. Department of Transportation, right now it would cost over $319 billion with a B dollars to make all the needed repairs in this country. And so, here in Milwaukee, we've got the Hone Bridge. There's another bridge. Help me out, Telly. There's a Hone Bridge. Maybe that might be the only one. Kyle, give me some Milwaukee history here. Is it just the Hone Bridge in Milwaukee?
That's the one I know of.
I mean, the one. Okay. So it's very important that, when you're thinking about legislation and who to vote for, bridge replacement is something, or bridge rehabilitation, that should be also something that we're holding our legislators accountable for, because, again, the U.S. Department of Transportation, based on the requests that have been submitted by state legislators, that's a lot of money, and these repairs are needed, because what you just witnessed or heard about the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore, we've had remember, what was the bridge in California? And they had just built it.
There's been.
And they rushed it.
Yeah, there's been.
And it collapsed.
Yeah. Yeah, there's been several bridges. That was, you're talking about no, that wasn't it, because during the World Series back in the day, there was an earthquake, and there were bridges that collapsed, and it was the San Francisco Giants versus the Oakland A's. And so they had a hard time just getting to each other's stadium because of the bridges. But going back to the infrastructure, this is something that I can say President Biden has made a concerted effort and very intentional on trying to get money for the infrastructure, the highways, the bridges, the bridges, the roadways, and other things in infrastructure that this country needs to improve on. And it's not a sexy topic. It's not a hot button topic. It's not abortion. It's not immigration. That's why I think a lot of people don't give it the attention that it needs. And again, if you go back and look at some of the things that President Biden has been trying to do, I do know outside of forgiving student loans, that has been one of the things that he has been very intentional about.
Well, it's interesting that you share that, because according to the American Association of State Highway and Transportation Officials, specific to bridge design, bridge longevity, and to your point, the infrastructure, a lot of bridges that people use depend on to get to and from work, to and from their families. We need to really hold our government. So, like, to your point, when we're voting for the president in November, when we're voting local and state level, because it says that the bridge lifespan, the average bridge lifespan before it needs either repair or restoration is 75 years. Now, I know doggone well there's a number of bridges that right now are 75 and plus. That need to be like restored.
150. Yes.
Because I'm going to guess that the Francis Scott Key Bridge that just collapsed last night in Baltimore, Maryland, I would be curious to find out what was the current life, or what was the years that bridge has existed. Because again, the life expectancy of a bridge, it varies anywhere from 75 to 150 years.
Yeah, so 1977 is when the Francis Scott Key Bridge became in operation. But going back to what I was talking about with President Biden and the infrastructure, in 2021, he did pass a $1.2 trillion bipartisan infrastructure bill. And so I'm sure a lot of these things haven't started to take place, these improvements or replacements, but it is something that needed to be addressed well before now, and it's good that it is being addressed, but it's terrible that we need these type of incidents and accidents to happen in order to see the importance of the infrastructure in this country.
Yeah, because there's no discrimination when it comes to these bridges. Like, no, here comes a black person, or this is it's like guns. There are no eyes. Yeah. And so at any given, moment, I don't know, like, Telly, how do you feel about driving over bridges? Because quick story, I'm from Evansville, Indiana, which borders Kentucky. So the Ohio River, are you familiar with the famous Ohio River Bridge that connects Kentucky to Indiana and vice versa?
Been over it several times.
So look, and your brother, he worked in Evansville for a little bit during his earlier stages of his career. I had to drive over that bridge, whether it was with my parents going to my grandmother's house, vice versa, at least once a week. And I remember every time, because if you recall, Telly, the Ohio Bridge, it's long. Like, it's like the long, Detroit, what's that bridge that connects Michigan to Toronto or to Canada? Like, it's a long bridge. And if you have some type of phobia,
and it ain't
new. It feels like it's a day. I mean,
or that long bridge in Louisiana. Yeah, there's like a 30-mile bridge connecting Mississippi and Louisiana, and you could take that way to get into New Orleans. Yeah, I've done that once, and I'm good.
I mean,
whenever you
seriously,
get on a bridge and they say, make sure you got gas, don't run out, yeah, that ain't good.
Because my thing is, there's no, in the case of where a bridge collapses, pull your mask down. I mean, it's like, it's over. And this is very serious. There's no contingency. There's no, hey, if you feel the bridge shaking, then immediately there's no plan to other than the rescue efforts from local authorities. And again, I'm glad that you shared with us that President Biden's agenda includes, as part of infrastructure repair or development, it includes the restoration and rebuilding of bridges. Because again, there are a number, I would say probably hundreds of thousands of Americans that rely on bridges to get them from point A to point B on a consistent basis. So more to come. As more updates come in, we'll share those with you. Again, the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore, Maryland, collapsed last night. There were 7 people that are right now in the attempts of rescue, including both drivers over the bridge as well as workers working to repair the bridge. We come back from break. We're going to talk about Lincoln University president who committed suicide as a result of being bullied, has been reinstated. I know you're probably thinking, say what? Yeah. When we come back, we're going to give you the update on Lincoln University black woman, president who committed suicide and has been reinstated, and why. Also, we're going to get into Angel Reese, star athlete. She's being, and I'm going to use the word that a lot of people use in society today, she's being attacked. And we're going to get more into that as well. You are listening to the best morning show on planet Earth, Truth Be Told with DT and Telly. We'll be back.
More of Truth Be Told with DT and Telly is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
So, Ben, I've been thinking, and we've been doing this jamming with juice thing for quite some time now.
Too long.
I think it's time for us to get our own show.
I've been thinking the same thing.
Okay, period. But you know what? They might not listen to just us. So let's let Truth Nation tell them what's up.
Truth Nation, call in March 28th all day to each and every show and let the CEOs know how long y'all been waiting for jamming with juice.
That's right. Call 833-212-1017 and let them know we're going to always keep that thing juicy.
It's amazing.
The Empowerment Small Business Loan Program, we're talking about up to $5 million, which for small business owners, we need that. That's like payroll, that's resources. So can you just let us know, what is the program and why is this lending program so important to Old National Bank?
Years ago, our CEO, Jim Ryan, this program is his brainchild. He was working with Roland Shelton, who you know, Denise, out of Evansville, and they identified that African-American business owners, Hispanic business owners, Native American business owners, as well as women business owners had a difficult time in obtaining financing from the traditional credit partners. And so we went out, created a program, launched it last year, 2023. And so far last year, we have helped over 100 successful minority and women-owned businesses with about $25 million in loans. We've already started this year with almost $8 million in approvals, again, geared toward minority business owners and women business owners that normally had difficulties in obtaining traditional credit finance.
I am Detective Tiffany, and I am more than an officer. I come from a family of those who have served our country, and I continue that family tradition when I joined the Air Force Reserve. During my time there, I was encouraged to apply as a police officer, something I had never thought about doing before, but decided to give it a chance. The chance I turned into a fulfilling career in law enforcement. I am more than an officer, and you can be too. Come join the Milwaukee Police Department by applying. Go online and search Milwaukee Police Department careers.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because our home policies help protect your dreams and come with peace of mind. Save up to 25% by bundling home, auto, and life. American Family Insurance. Get a quote, find an agent at amfam.com.
products not available in every state. Discounts may not apply to all coverages on an auto or home policy. Discounts do not apply to life insurance policies. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, American Family Life Insurance Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Introducing your trusted partner for all your freight transportation needs, it is Out the Mud Hauling. From local to long-distance hauls, they ensure seamless, timely deliveries for businesses nationwide. They offer a variety of services like cross-docking, order fulfillment, debris removal, hazardous material handling, pallet storage, and much more. Whether you're a seasoned shipper or an aspiring entrepreneur, trust Out the Mud Hauling for all your trucking needs across the USA. Contact them today at 262-278-1595. Out the Mud Hauling.
It is Truth Be Told with DT and Telly on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Now it's Sean on the hot track, melt like it's hot wax. Put it out, all the stores, bet you can shop that. Leave a nail with a hot hat, something like that, boy ain't got track. Stop that.
I promise you, Kyle, before the previous break, and after I was able to say Giannis's last name correctly, my brother Telly was like, "You got it, good job." And I was like, "Can't stop." Well, I was like, "Oh, we probably can't do that anymore." And you played the song. Because I was like, "Can't nobody take." That used to be the jam, though, for real. See, this is why I'm so frustrated, because as black folks, this is always so difficult for us because, number one, we want to believe in brothers like Diddy, but then we also don't want to discount the allegations of sex trafficking. But then we also don't want to have the perpetuated stereotypes of handcuffing and escorting black men off of their compound home, because then it basically perpetuates the stereotype that in order for a black man to be successful and have that type of wealth, he's got to be a criminal. So this is very difficult for me. I'm just trying to navigate through all this. But in the meantime, Truth Nation, Milwaukee Brewers baseball is back, and you can hear the Brew Crew live on the award-winning 1017 The Truth on Tuesday, April the 2nd for the Milwaukee Brewers home opener. Listen to the legendary voice of Mr. Baseball himself, Bob Uecker, as the Milwaukee Brewers host our border rival to the west, the Minnesota Twins, at American Family Field. So don't miss Brewers baseball on The Truth. First pitch is set for 3:10 p.m. on Tuesday, April 2nd. Milwaukee Brewer baseball lives here on 1017 The Truth.
And make sure you tune into
Bob
the Tory
Uecker.
Lowe
I'm
Show.
sorry, Kyle. I don't watch baseball. He all up in my ear. You said his name. Bob Uecker. Bob, just like Brett Lorenzo Favre, Kyle? Just like Brett Lorenzo Favre?
Or they ain't did what Brett did. Though,
oh, okay.
He is a white 90-year-old man. Who knows? Can't trust him.
I'm sorry, Telly. Kyle was being disruptive. Go ahead, brother.
No, I was going to say, be sure to tune into the Tory Lowe Show this Thursday for a big announcement at 1:30. This one that you will not want to miss. So, again, mark your calendars for Thursday, March 28th at 1:30 sharp to be sure you do not miss this major truth announcement on the Tory Lowe Show. We have the Brewers next Tuesday, Thanasis launching his new Thanasis launching his new show next Wednesday, and a big announcement coming Thursday. As you all know, Milwaukee Black Talk just keeps getting better.
Now, before break, we were wrapping up the news coverage. And again, as more updates come in, you'll be hearing that throughout today. So you want to stay locked in to The Truth. We were talking about the bridge collapse that occurred last night in Baltimore, Maryland. The Francis Scott Key Bridge collapsed. 7 people are right now in the water, and there is a rescue attempt by authorities. Truth Talking text line is going nuts. Telly is over here just reading all of them. What's going on, Telly?
Yes, on the True Talk to text line. Truth Nation, always hit us up, 833-212-1017. Call, text in your thoughts or comments about the subjects we are discussing. Grant says a few smaller bridges, 6th Street Bridge, 16th Street Bridge, 27th and 35th Street bridges are viaducts. Amos says all the money we, the USA, give to other countries should be the things we need fixed across America. Hey, Chauncey, we know you grew up in Detroit. The bridge that we were talking about that connects Detroit and Canada, Windsor, it is called the Ambassador Bridge. Thanks for that knowledge. And you said back in the day, before 9/11, we used to be able to walk right from Detroit over into Canada darn near. Now you need a doggone passport, and that is correct.
It is indeed. Just quickly, Truth Nation, want to give y'all an update. Telly and I posted on our YouTube message board. So, again, you want to stream and watch Telly and I live on YouTube, our YouTube channel, by searching for 101.7 The Truth. Today, it is on fire. The message board is going bananas, and we conducted a poll in our YouTube message board. Was handcuffing Diddy's sons during the home raid appropriate? We got the votes in. As of right now, 61% of you, Truth Nation, are saying yes. That's crazy, Telly. I thought it was going to be no, but 61% of the votes that came in are saying that, yes, it was appropriate to handcuff Diddy's sons, both Justin and King, government name Christian Combs, during the home raid yesterday. So, again, more to come on that as we get updates. But, Truth Nation, y'all, I'm telling you, because the other day we had the poll about the anti-D&I policies at schools. Would you allow your kid to attend that on a full ride scholarship? The majority of folks said yes. This is a year of exposure, Telly. I'm learning more and more about my people every day.
And it is, because you could dissect it however you want, and you could say, well, they didn't have to handcuff him, or why did they have to bring him outside in the front of the house? They could have. That is a huge estate. It's not even a house. It's an estate. I'm sure there were other ways where it wouldn't have been in camera's view of his sons being in handcuffs, but that's how we are thinking. I'm sure the feds who raided it aren't thinking, how can we protect their image? That is not what they were thinking. But, Truth Nation, we'd love to hear your thoughts and your opinions. Again, 833-212-1017. You can always stream and watch us live on YouTube at 101.7 The Truth. And it's starting to even out a little bit. It's 56% yes, 44% no. So
okay,
I
was
just wondering. I was like, weigh in. Yes, we will see what everyone is thinking, because there's two ways. There's always different lenses you can see that through.
Well, I want to be clear. My vote is absolutely not. And this is a prime example of how society portrays young black men in this type of imagery, because what's the house? I always keep messing it up. Trump's house, or his estate in Florida, that got raided.
Oh, Mar-a-Lago.
Mar-a-Lago, tomato.
No, you're right. It's
when
Mar-a-Lago.
all you saw, and correct me if I'm wrong, when the feds raided President Trump's Mar-a-Lago residence, all I saw was the house from the drone camera. I may have seen a couple of photos where officers were coming out with boxes of documents, but I never saw anyone in that home being escorted out with a gun to the back of their neck, their hands being forced behind their head, like they did with the people that were inside of Diddy's homes when they raided. So the imagery of showing young black men wearing, like your house clothes. They was chilling. They had their casual house clothes on. And you see all these images, and you see the house. And again, it's saying, hey, society, this is the only way that black people can have a house like this, is they're criminals. We have Tia.
No, go ahead. Yeah, let's get to Tia.
Good morning, Tia. You are live with DT and Telly on Truth Be Told. What is your question or comment? Good morning, Tia.
I would have taken the poll, but yes, can you hear me?
Yes, you are live. We can hear you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, you're live. We can hear you.
Oh, okay. So I didn't have a chance to take the poll, but my thoughts on the boys the young men being placed in handcuffs is, I feel like they should have been placed in handcuffs, because I feel like we're looking at this wrong. If their father Diddy and the kids also probably eventually will be looking at being with the allegations of human trafficking and things of that nature, human trafficking, child, engagement, whatever it may be, then they may have something to do with it. So that's the reason why they probably felt like it was needed for them to be placed in handcuffs as well. I don't know if you guys remember that tape of Diddy and his sons and the little Caucasian girl, and she was on the video and she was saying her sign is Aquarius and, whatever it was, a Pisces, whatever. That was inappropriate. Like, what happened to that? That was a little girl that was on there. And she was in the house with all of them. So we don't know what went on in that house. So we have to keep that in mind as well.
Well, let me ask you something, Tia, and thank you again for your call. A little quick question for you, Tia. I think the question that I'm asking, and so I'd love to get your thoughts on this, is the consistency. So what they did, I'm not, look, if all these allegations, which I strongly believe are true, and they're investigating the protocol that they executed yesterday, yes, I completely agree with how they raided his home. But the consistency of how come they didn't do that for Epstein or Weinstein or Trump when they raided his homes? How come the media didn't have those types of images? Because I'm sure there were people that were inside those homes when they raided, and you never saw any images of that. So that's the challenge that I'm dealing with. What are your thoughts?
I feel the same way. Like, why didn't they do that? But we already know how it is. Is it right? No. But right now we're talking about Diddy. That's not right what happened, but we know that it's not going to be any equality when it comes to that. This is how it is. But when it comes to this situation, I feel like it was needed because a lot of stuff went on in that house, and we still don't know everything that happened. We're talking about kids and minors and human trafficking and all kind of other stuff.
To your great point. I totally feel you on that. We do not know what's going on, and you're right. That's just what it is. It's rules are different for certain people because I'm sure that Donald Trump had armed security at Mar-a-Lago. They're called the Secret Service. And so I'm sure that those two worked together and made sure that Trump wasn't in the house and or people that were in the house wouldn't have to come out in handcuffs. I'm sure there were workers, there were people, his workers, the ones that got arrested along with him that helped him hide those documents were in the house at the time. So, yes, but we know what it is. We know what it is. There's two justice systems, and there's two sets of rules that apply for two sets of people.
Of course, yeah. I mean, how is Trump even able to run again? That's a whole nother thing too. Like it's not the same. It's just we don't get the same treatment. I never think that it's going to change. So we just have to do our due diligence to do what we need to do just to make sure that we're okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Tia. We appreciate your call.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Tia. Thank you. Truth Nation, that's what we want. We want more of you all to call and let us know what you're thinking. 833-212-1017. Hit us up. We want to know what you're thinking because, yes, you're right. I mean, there's some people, like you said, DT, that feels like if that's a part of the process or the protocol of raiding the house, that people have to come out in handcuffs, then yeah. But is it right? No. Does it vary depending on the subject? Absolutely. We just found that out.
Indeed. And we'll continue again as more news is spread, reported, given, broadcasted. We're going to keep y'all up to date. But again, the most important thing is we want to hear your truth, your reaction, how you feel about this continued investigation against Sean Diddy Combs as part of a human sex trafficking investigation conducted by Homeland Security of the U.S. In other news, and this headline, it's disappointing and it's also hurtful because this woman is gone. Back in January, we reported that Lincoln University, which is a historically black college and university, died, and this is a HBCU in Missouri. So Lincoln University Vice President of Student Affairs, Antoinette Bonnie Candia Bailey died by suicide in January, 5 days after she was fired. And we're going to get into the most recent update regarding the president, who at the time was her boss, which she accused of bullying her, has been reinstated after the investigation. So when we come back, we're going to get into more updates on that. This is a very, very sad story for me to read. And again, it poses the question of, do our lives really, truly matter? More to come. Stay tuned.
Don't touch that dial. Truth Be Told with DT and Telly will be right back on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. The award-winning 1017 The Truth proudly celebrates Women's History Month. Listen to one of our incredible Truth teammates highlight the remarkable achievements of Black women throughout history.
What's going on, Truth Nation? It is DT from the best morning show on planet Earth, Truth Be Told with DT and Telly. For Women's History Month, I want to highlight the queen of rock and roll, Tina Turner, including the incredible impact she has made throughout her life. Born in Tennessee, Tina Turner began her musical career with her future husband, Ike Turner's band, the Kings of Rhythm, in 1956. She was born as Anna Mae Bullock and went on to record as part of the group Ike Turner's band hits like A Fool in Love. The Ike and Tina Turner Revue became one of the most formidable live acts in history. In the 1980s, Tina Turner launched one of the greatest comebacks in music history. Her 1984 multi-platinum album, Private Dancer, contained the hit What's Love Got to Do With It, which won the Grammy Award for Record of the Year and became her first #1 song on the Billboard Hot 100. Tina Turner has sold more than 100 million records worldwide, becoming one of the best artists of all time. She is a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award winner, and also ranked as the 100 greatest artists of all time by Rolling Stone magazine. In January of 1988, Tina Turner set a Guinness World Record for the largest paying concert attendance for a solo artist by performing in front of approximately 188,000 people at Maracana Stadium in Rio de Janeiro. Tina, thank you for reminding women all over the world that life, success has no expiration date. Don't quit, navigate through the adversity, and life will reward you back. Tina Turner, we salute you and we thank you.
Tune in to The Truth as we celebrate the greatness of Black women all month long. The celebration of women's history on The Truth is sponsored by the Milwaukee Police Department.
How much does it cost to talk to Gruber Law Offices after a serious accident? It's free. Yes, free, as in it won't cost you anything to speak with us. There's never a fee until we win your case. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Are you or anyone you know looking for a job? Direct Connect MKE is a social media style platform that empowers you to grow your social network, find career opportunities, and connect with career specialists for success. Visit joindcmke.com today to learn how you can create a profile, upload your resume, and find access to information about jobs, job training, hiring events, and more. DCMKE is locally focused and equips you to grow your social capital and find opportunities that match your career interests. Visit joindcmke.com today and connect your dream to reality.
The traffic and weather update on the award-winning 1017 The Truth is sponsored by the City of Milwaukee's Direct Connect MKE. Make connections and explore career opportunities by visiting directconnectmke.com. Back up on 94 eastbound at 13th Street, off on the left shoulder, causing some delays. There's also an accident still up on the board at Mitchell Boulevard on 94 eastbound. Say that one is still blocking the right lane, so keep your eyes open for that one. Northbound on 43, backing up with an accident at Locust. Delays starting from before North Avenue all the way up past the accident scene. And westbound 894, backing up out of the Mitchell interchange to Forest Home through that construction zone. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today. Rain likely, thunder possible, windy with a high of 54. Tonight, mostly cloudy, breezy, and chilly, a low of 26. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 1017 The Truth.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 1017 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Julian Johnson. The Bucks' preferred starting five played together for the first time since February on Sunday, and they were rolling as they defeat the West #1 seeded Oklahoma City Thunder 118-93. They look to carry that momentum in a home game against the Los Angeles Lakers tonight at 6:30. Coverage begins at 6 on WTMJ. The Milwaukee Brewers defeat the Colorado Rockies 10-1 Monday. They'll play the Rockies again at 2:10 today for their final spring training game before the regular season. The Marquette Golden Eagles advanced to their first Sweet 16 since 2013 in the NCAA tournament. After an almost week-long break, they'll play North Carolina State Friday at 6:09 p.m. This sports update is presented by Associated Bank, proudly supporting our hometown teams, member FDIC.
You are listening to Truth Be Told with DT and Telly on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Really, Kyle?
This is how his sons were standing, DT.
Oh, his sons were like, this. Look, we ain't new to this. We know the drill. Just how TMZ was tipped, we was tipped too. Look, Diddy was like, y'all be cool. Cooperate.
Yeah.
Seriously, like, there was no visible signs of stress on either Justin or King Cobe's face. They looked, even the brother that was held at gunpoint that was escorted. I don't know if you saw him too, but there was video footage of him being escorted. Nobody looked stressed, Telly. It literally looked like, hey, thank y'all. We were expecting y'all. Anybody need some coffee? Anybody thirsty? Y'all good? You good? That's how they look.
I'll tell you the pre-meeting. I'll tell you how the pre-meeting would have went for me. So, Pops, I ain't gotta go to jail, do I? So they just gonna put the handcuffs on me for a little bit, but I ain't going to jail, right? Okay, good. I'm with that.
And I'm sure that's exactly how the conversation.
I don't have to go to jail. Yes.
Telly, you joking, but I'm pretty confident that's how the conversation went. Because Diddy was like, look.
As they say, it's some seriousness in every joke.
Man.
And I'm joking, but I'm serious. Like, I'm sure that had to
They
come
just look
up.
too cool. They just look too cool
Yeah.
based on the circumstances. It was just too cool. And I was like, yeah, they have been coached, for lack of better words, on how to engage. They understood the rules of engagement during the home raids yesterday. And
I'll give you, Denise, I'm sorry to cut you off because I'm just thinking about this. I didn't tell you this. So over the weekend, I got pulled over. This is the first time I got pulled over in years. And I was going 35 passing up someone. And when this police pulled me over, I promise you, I haven't been that nervous in a really long time. And I know if I got pulled over for passing someone, if the doggone government raids my crib, I'm not going to be that calm. So to your point, this has been rehearsed. This has been talked about. This has been calculated. This has been everything that we have been discussing because based off of the reaction, you ain't that calm. I'm telling you, I was sweating.
Oh, trust me. I mean, again, Diddy is untouchable, so he's like, y'all just cooperate. We got Black Conscious. Good morning, Black Conscious. You are live with DT and Telly on Truth Be Told. What is your question or comment?
Now, it's yourself and good health to the both of you. It's a great day to be alive. So I'm listening to you guys, and you're talking about the calm and collectness of those individuals. They've been all through this before. This is not their first raid. Let's not forget. You know, coming up in the New York and the Big Apple, they probably been in a few raids, drug house raids or whatever type of raids. But you know, you stay calm and collected because Puff, if you don't get me out of here, I got some information on you. So you know, they just wait to see how it play out until they start dropping these indictments on them, and then watch you see the birds start singing in.
Well, I'll tell you what, Black Conscious. First, thank you for your call and your well wishes. Look, I have never appreciated entering my home more than I did yesterday, Telly, when I got off the plane, I was like, because a lot of times I'll complain, when I'm flying because of the delays and man, I'm telling you, when I landed yesterday and got off that plane and just realized, look, I may not be a billionaire. I may not have a $65 million yacht, but I got 2 kids and they're both at home and I'm about to go home too. And Telly, when I got home, guess who was waiting on me? That little cricket that was on my front porch. The crickets were waiting on me, Telly. The Texas crickets were waiting on me and they said, put your hands up. You gotta laugh to keep from crying sometimes.
You'll have me going one place and you'll go completely different. I was like, who? Did Dominique sort of pop up on you?
That's what I'm saying. Like, when you live alone, sometimes you be like, man, I'm about to go home. No, actually, I'm turning into an introvert. I actually appreciate coming home alone. But man, I just kept thinking, it's not about being better or worse, or because again, I don't know what is going to come out of this investigation with Diddy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
However you feel about the allegations, bottom line is that another powerful black man his legacy, it's going down. You look at Bill Cosby. You look at R. Kelly. You look at Michael Jackson. Now Diddy. And then you have legends like Whitney Houston, Luther Vandross, people, it's like powerful, wealthy black people in this country, very rarely at that magnitude, and let me be clear, Telly, at that magnitude, the lifespan, it seems as though it is always short. And the powerful that you become, the more problematic it is for the United States government. Now, again, I want to be clear. Let me say this real clear. I do not condone any type of violent act, and in this case, sexual harassment at all. And I feel as though, just based on the consistency, that there is a lot of truth to what Diddy is being accused of, especially when he and his company settled. I'm talking about the imagery and the consistent pursuit of powerful black men and women in this country. It is problematic for the U.S. government. It continues to be a focus. It continues to be, what can we dig up? And then it continues to be, because again, as Tia had mentioned when she called, you got all these other horrendous crimes that have happened as specific to sexual assault, human trafficking, and we've never seen images like this. When Michael Jackson was on trial, you saw it every day. You saw the footage of Neverland, his house, R. Kelly, Michael Jackson, O.J. Simpson. If you look at how black powerful people are covered in the media and portrayed. And I know some people are saying, well, you do the crime, you got to do the crime. We're not talking about their innocence or guilt. We're talking about how it is handled. And it is an attempt to continue to perpetuate the stereotype that black, powerful, wealthy people can only be black, powerful, wealthy people based on their criminal activities, them being criminals. And that is not consistent with other races or genders.
And you're so right when you look at a lot of the people that have risen to prominence. And it doesn't stop with entertainers. With Bishop T.D. Jakes, a man of the cloth. After you reach a certain point, and it's he's this or he's doing that, and they tied him to Diddy, and just because he may have talked to Diddy a couple times, but the thing is, that is the common theme, and this goes back to the 60s. It goes back to Dr. King and Malcolm X and being on the FBI most wanted list, and so to Fred Hampton, to the list goes on and on and on, and especially when they think you are about to achieve something that they don't feel like you should achieve, because all of this started to go down with Bill Cosby when it was rumored that he was going to try and purchase NBC. And NBC was like, oh, no, can't no black man own one of the major networks in this country. Let's go find some stuff out, because it's amazing how all of those years when all of this was going on never came out. But then all of a sudden, boom, it all comes out. Come on, man.
You cannot be a powerful black person in this country. I'm serious. Like, look at the Kanye or Ye. It's like every black powerful person in this country subsequently has investigations. And again, I want to be clear, I'm not discounting the allegations. We're talking about the imagery that this perpetuates. And speaking of which, before we wrap up, I want to just share, Telly and Truth Nation, an update. This really, it bothers me significantly. So back in January, we reported that historically black college, Lincoln University in Missouri, the vice president of student affairs, Antoinette Bonnie Candia Bailey, died by suicide. She took her own life in January, 5 days after she was fired. Now, prior to her death, Candia Bailey accused, at the time, Lincoln University president John Mosley of bullying and harassing her. Now, Mosley has been cleared of wrongdoing and was reinstated following and I'm doing the air quotes, third-party investigation. So, yes, this president has been reinstated after an independent investigation found no evidence of claims that he bullied or harassed any person, in particular, Candia Bailey, who, again, died by suicide. Now, Lincoln University, John Mosley, I'm going to just give you one guess on the race.
Is that? Oh, you must be looking at it on that.
So, but while you're doing that, according to NBC News, Candia Bailey's mother said that her daughter, who committed suicide, who was the vice president, relationship with Mosley had deteriorated in the recent months prior to her suicide. And even her husband said that Candia Bailey, his wife, was depressed and did not feel supported in her role at the university. So during this third-party review that was conducted by the law firm, that Lewis Rice concluded there was no evidence of bullying or harassment of Candia Bailey by Mosley. And however, it found evidence that workplace stress existed and led to strained relationships. So now this president has been reinstated. Yeah. More to come, y'all. More to come as we continue to report the truth on Truth Be Told with DT and Telly. Again, this is very disappointing to read. And again, my thoughts, prayers, and condolences go out to the Candia Bailey family. And we're going to continue to focus on these types of matters because we do matter. Yeah. And our truth matters. Yeah. We'll be back.
And I know.
Sorry.
No. Go ahead. Yes, we will be back.
Don't touch that dial. Truth Be Told with DT and Telly will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Tap into the best power hour in radio in Milwaukee.
Barbie doesn't have any genitals, and Ken has all the genitals. So, I don't know, man. Again, like I said, I really laughed hysterically watching this Barbie.
I just spit everywhere, man. Why would you say that? I was the teacher. You were the pupil. I had nothing to learn. I was there to give knowledge.
Listen to Nothing But the Truth with Melanie Ricks, weekdays from noon to 1 on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
I'm City Attorney Terman Spencer. These past 4 years, I've been clearing the backlog of cases, some that have been on the books for 10 to 15 years, and winning them. I have been tough on crime and have been aggressively going after reckless drivers. I've been hiring staff that look reflective of the city and communities they serve. I have provided a voice for the citizens of Milwaukee who have not had a voice, all while working closely with police, and I am proud to say, since I've been city attorney, with more accountability, we have not had any loss of life due to police contact. I'm Terman Spencer, the first black city attorney, and I've been fighting for you since I became city attorney. And with your early vote or on April 2nd, I will continue to fight for you. Recently, I brought millions of dollars to the city of Milwaukee, and with your vote, I will continue to work on your behalf for years to come. That's why I'm asking you to vote for Terman Spencer, city attorney, right now as you early vote or on April 2nd. Think Spencer. This message is approved and paid for by Spencer for Milwaukee.
My name is Lieutenant Finkley, and I am more than an officer. Working with the youth as a juvenile corrections officer, I saw the impact I was able to have on kids. So after some reflection, I decided to become a Milwaukee police officer. I had already served the country as a veteran, and this was my opportunity to serve humanity. And now I am more than an officer, and you can be too. Come join the Milwaukee Police Department by applying. Go online and search Milwaukee Police Department careers.
Associated Bank knows your small business isn't just a venture. It's your dream and a vital part of the community. And we're not just a bank. We're your neighbors. We're looking out for you. That's why Associated Bank offers quick online applications and approvals with funding in as fast as one business day, checking with no minimum balances or maintenance fees, and prompt customer service. Explore our products at associatedbank.com/business or visit a branch for more details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Ever feel stuck in a mental maze, endlessly spiraling? Sometimes an encouraging reminder helps. Be Sad, Keep Going is a mental health and wellness brand by Marina Miranda Creative that reminds you it's okay to feel sad as long as you keep moving forward. By embracing your emotions, you're not just improving your health, but rewriting the narrative for generations to come. Join the movement today and claim 10% off their range of apparel using code KEEPGOING10. That's KEEPGOING10 when you visit MarinaMirandaCreative.com. Be Sad, Keep Going is dedicated to improving mental health by reminding you of your resilience.
Truth Be Told with DT and Telly returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
My truth of the matter is this, and as we have reported, Vice President of HBCU, Lincoln University in Missouri, killed herself after constant communication that she was being bullied and harassed by her manager, John Mosley, who has now been reinstated after a third-party investigation found there were no evidence of bullying or harassment. If you work in an environment that is making you feel day after day terrible, like you don't belong, like there's something wrong with you, and you feel bullied and harassed, please, your life matters. You matter. And there's no coming back from suicide. And I know what it's like to work in those type of toxic, microaggressive environments, but you matter. You are loved. There is support out there. Talk to someone. If you know of someone who's experiencing bullying at work, please say something. Be an advocate, because we do not need to lose any other successful, or any person for that matter, especially black women who are trying to do the right thing and lead at an HBCU. Again, stop the bullying. If you see something, say something, because no one should be taking their own life based on being bullied or harassed.
I'll keep it real tight. My truth of the matter is it continues. 2024 is a year of exposure, and everything that you thought or you have been getting away with or you felt like people didn't know about seems like it's going to come out, and that trend continues. And with that, continue to keep it here on The Truth. Up next is The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same channel. Keep it right here. Peace out.
.1017 The Truth and Associated Bank have teamed up for our Black-owned business give back. Each quarter, we'll